Driving school on Rockaway Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. One of the area, you're making a right turn here, mirror right, shoulder right. One of the area here at Pierre Driving School we cover. Today we're gonna be doing a few lefts and right and a few tips and tricks there for you to understand, especially when you go for your road test. Not only that you'll be able to pass your road test with flying color because you will deliver to the liking of the examiner, but also you will be able to drive on your own and start making decisions as you're driving. All right, we're coming up to this stop here. We come to a full stop when we start losing the first right line, and pay attention. All right, this lesson is on Rockaway Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, of which we cover here at Pierre Driving School. In fact, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, you can do that and hit the notification squad, so each time that we drop a video, you'll be the first one to be notified. As you and I know that driving requires some responsibility. It is our duty to make sure that we educate ourselves as much as we can, especially if you're training to pass the road test here in New York City. And wherever you're taking the road test, it requires some type of ability for you to pass the road test, because it is not only about driving. If it was only about driving, in fact, none of us would have to do a road test, because at some way or another, if you can schedule for a road test, you have at least the basic understanding of the driving. If you agree with me, put it in the comment below. Let me know if you agree with that. If you don't, let me know your argument, because we can always talk about this, because there's more into it than just driving. So that's why they have an examiner sitting next to you to make sure that they're looking for the stuff they're looking for to get you to pass your test. With that said, we're gonna make sure that here at Pierre Driving School we cover everything that they're of for you to know, and if you practice them respectively, you should be well off and able to pass your road test accordingly. All right, we come into a stop sign here. You know, when we stop at the traffic light, we make sure that we stop the minute we start losing the first white line, because you don't want your nose to be sticking out on the line. It's not going to be good for you when you're taking your road test. The examiner will not want to hear about it. Now, you see this guy itching on my right side, which is completely wrong. They're not supposed to do that. But welcome to Brooklyn. Those are the things that you get. Don't be surprised that when the light turns green, they shoot right in front of me, try to go straight, whereas I'm going straight myself. They shouldn't be on my right side. If they were on my right side, at a bare minimum, they could have turned to the right. But hey, this is the thing that you're going to be encountering, not only when you're doing your road test, when driving in general. Always expected, unexpected. Today is a Tuesday morning, 7:54 a.m. in Brooklyn. You can imagine how crazy can that be. What did I say? Right in front of us. That's what they do best here, right? That's why you've always have to have your eyes where? On the road. Anywhere else, unless you're doing anything contrary to driving straight, then from there, you can take your eyes off a quick glance to make sure that there was no danger. In other words, nothing on the blind spot that you didn't cover in the mirror. As I'm coming ahead, I'm already see here, there's this car here on my right side. I'm covering the brake. You start covering the brake because you know you're gonna come up to a stop. You're forward planning your moves, so you don't have to make an abrupt braking when you get there. Then it's not good for your road test. All right, you don't want no abrupt braking. You, as I'm driving here, driving ahead, I'm paying good attention here. Let the car in front of me where I can see the tire on the ground as I'm driving, and don't leave room for any other car to fit in between. Otherwise, you'll be following too far, and you don't want to tailgates as well. The road coming to a circle. There's a merge on my right. I'm covering my brake and take a quick glance at the merge on my right, which is not my obligation, but that's defensive driving, because these people are crazy out here where they can shoot on that yield coming up to an accident, of which we're not looking for. But if we can avoid it as much as we can, we will try on our best. All right, above all, safety is the #1 priority. As you're driving, priority safety first, then the rules come later, because you know why? No matter what the rules are, if you feel like it's not safe for you to make the move, you do not make the move. All right, we're on Rockaway here, Brooklyn, New York. One of the busiest part here in Brooklyn, actually Rockaway Avenue. We cover those sides as well. Now there is car at the intersection, blocking the intersection, of which they should not have been, because you don't want to block the intersection, impeding the traffic to go when the light turned red. When that occurred, if you had the road test, it's an automatic disqualification. If you're driving in the city, they can give you a ticket for blocking the box. As you guys can see now, the light turned yellow, the light turned red, and that cars on the street, they try to reverse now. I don't know what they're gonna do. Those are the things that you don't want to do. You take your time and move accordingly. You know what I mean? And anytime you're ready to fully engage on the accelerator, take a quick glance on both of the mirror to see if anybody not squeezing in on your blind spot. All right, because remember, we have a lot of blind spots around the car that we can never pick up on those mirror. The best way to cover those blind spots is by always checking in your surroundings. So I'm checking them in, and as I'm stopping here, never fully accelerate without having full clearance of what's going on ahead and off of your surrounding. Let me say it slow. Never fully engage the accelerator without having full clearance of your surrounding of what's going on ahead. You see? Take a quick glance here. I'm good ahead. Now I'm falling back. Why am I falling back? I'm making sure the car in front of me clear the intersection. You see, I'm falling back. It's not clearing it. I'm not going to go over. People are honking. I can care less. I'm not going to have my back hanging. Okay, now I have room. Then I'm proceeding. You see, guys? Never move up at an intersection without fully aware there is enough room ahead for your car not to be at the crosswalk. Road test, automatic disqualification. Driving in New York City can give you a ticket for blocking the backs, okay? You do not want to block the intersection while you're driving. People can honk at you all they want, but guess what? They're going to laugh at you to all they want if you get pulled over or if you fail your test. Never do anything that you're not certain while you're driving, okay? Never do anything that you're not certain while you're driving, because in the end, you're going to bear the consequences for whatever comes with it, because why did you take a move and you aren't certain of what you're doing, all right? We're here on Rockaway Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. I'm falling back here, okay? Now I'm going to begin to roll. Reason why? Because the traffic ahead is moving, the light is green. Otherwise, I would fall back so I don't get caught, okay, in that intersection. You do not want that at all costs. Let me say it slow. You do not want that at all costs doing your driving lesson. Those are the things that you never want to happen to you while driving, especially doing a road test. Forget about it. That's an automatic F for your road test. All right, I'm falling back here. You guys see how much I keep falling back? Yes. Why is that? We do not want to get blocked off at the intersection. See, coming up here, they said stop here on red. I'm going to stop here on red because you do not want to get blocked off while you are driving, and pay good attention to whatever the surrounding says. Why is that? Because the surrounding let you know. Now, if I had to pull all the way over at the crosswalk here and any city line making turns and block up my car, whose fault it will be? It will be my fault. Why would that be my fault? Because I did not follow the instruction thereof that was saying that stop here on red, which is soaring on my right side, all right? Always reading the road marking, road sign, which is one of the part that the DMV examiner will look to see if you're well aware of traffic signs and road marking, because if not, you're gonna drive any type of way that's not gonna be very good for you. As always, we know we always keep what? Both hands on the steering wheel at all the time. We always keep both hands on the steering wheel up all the time. And like we said earlier, before we fully engage, we make sure that we check both sides, nobody on our blind spot. This is a lesson here on Rockaway Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, of which we cover. If you want Pierre Paul Driving School to help you out, check out pierrepaul.driving.com. If there is any particular question you want me to answer, any videos you want me to do, put in the comment below, as that's where we have most of our, see, check both sides here right quick and continue to go, all right? It takes a second for you to glance that side to see if anything coming your way. You don't have to wait there forever and driving right within your space. Speed limit is 25 miles per hour. I do exactly what I have to do. I will not do nothing more and nothing less. Still going over here. I see the human on my right side covering my brake, okay? Until I completely clear the human and continue to go, all right? Covering my brake. Like we said earlier, safety, #1 priority, all right? Although the light was green, but the pedestrian life means more to me than the green light. I do what is best at that moment, all right? I'm seeing the car in front of me double parking. I'm falling back, okay, double parking, okay, they're making a turn. Continue to go, all right? Forward planning all your moves. Fail to anticipate potential hazard. You don't want that. You always have to look ahead so you can know all the moves that you will be making while driving, okay? I'm already see the car ahead of me red and one car making a turn, covering my brake, let the car pull you through so you can come to a nice and smooth stop without any accelerating, all right? These are the level, and when you stop, you want to see the tire of the car in front of you touching the ground without leaving room for any other car to fit within that gap. Remember, it's not about driving only, it's also about how they want you and I to drive to pass the test. It is critical and very important for us to understand that, because by doing that, it will give us an edge when we're taking our test to know that they're looking for certain things to prepare to deliver to that level that they want those things to be done. All right. If you want more of those, anything you want me to do, put in the comment below, as we will gladly cover those for you with no problem. Because here at Pierre Driving School, we try our best to make sure that once you take lesson here with us, you pass your test, not on the third, not on the fourth, on the first try. As long as you're doing most of the things that we suggested that you should have been doing. I'm seeing a car here. I'm seeing a car here in front of me. Okay, this making a turn. I'm paying good attention here, covering my brake. All right, and keeping it going here. This is a driving lesson here on Rockaway Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Okay, at this traffic light coming up here, we're gonna make a right turn. Now let's keep it up straight for a little bit more. All right, folks. Yes, here. Now we're making a right turn at this traffic light coming up here. Okay. Mirror right, shoulder right. And make the turn and fall where? Right into our lane. We're gonna pull over right here, signaling, mirror right, shoulder right, and bring it in. There you have it, folks. This has been with Pierre Driving School. Anything you want to do in particular, put in the comment below. Until then, keep practicing. Take care now, folks. Bye-bye.